Guys, this is Amazon KDP versus Mixam. I got this book quite recently. You probably can't see, the quality does look quite similar, but when we get into the details, basically Mixam has much more richer blacks. It looks, the dynamic range of the original shot comes through a lot more. And let me just quickly show you now. Let's say, for instance, like this image, for instance, look, like the blacks are a little bit washed out. Even the quality of the paper is okay, but it definitely, this image definitely doesn't look as great as it does when you see it online. Whereas, what page is this? 148. We go to 148 on my Mixam one. Look at the quality of that. Like, yes, it's dark, but that richness that you see in the darks, in the blacks, is just as good as what we see when you see it as a digital image. I'm filming this in 4K, so I will try and show you a close-up and maybe try and put these images side by side. But honestly, like, the quality is great. Even I'm gonna mix this with a video that I did earlier, and with the video that I did earlier, you'll see, for instance, let's say a black and white image like this one. This is like the digital rendition, and as you can see, the blacks are quite rich in the vignette of this image, whereas 79, let's do that on this. 79 here, and as I said, I can put this looks more like a sepia tone. Hopefully this can be seen in the video, which is not how the real image looks. Let me just go through these pages so you can get an idea. But actually, before I do that, just so you know, all right, cool, Mixam is better, but let me just tell you a few things so you're aware. This book, without a markup, cost me £37. So let's say with a markup, £45. That's how much this book would be to sell. And to some people, they might think that's expensive, but at the end of the day, I have 168 pages. It's been made with love, as I put. Like, this quality is just as good as the quality from my favorite photographers like Nick Fancher. This is a gloss cover, but still, like, it feels as premium as some of these books that I've got from, you know, big publishers. So I think it's worth it. I don't think you're gonna get anything of this quality any cheaper. And just so you know, if you want a quality of this standard, from me directly, if you want one-way ticket to India from me, for £45 of this quality, you have to contact me directly. Just send me a DM or email me, because right now, because it's a custom size, I can't sell this through Mixam's dropshipping PrintLink, unfortunately. It's not available to me, but I can order it. I can probably set up a Stripe link, and I can make the order via me basically ordering for myself. And then I can send it to you that way. Whereas Amazon, this is a £25 book. You can get it straight from Amazon. I'll put the link to that below as well. I'll put the link to the spec that I got from each service, just so you know. Like, I tried to get the most premium on Amazon, but as I said, another, it's probably stated in past videos, the premium of Amazon is can just about hold up photo books, but really I think it's for textbooks, maybe coloring books, but it definitely, it's great. I mean, for £25 and 170 pages, I think this is great. But as you can see, the richness of the blacks and the dynamic range compared to the original shot is not quite there, but it's still a great book, and it still looks great and light. And I appreciate everyone that, you know, purchased this book from me. But yeah, this one, yeah, it costs double at the end of the day. If this is £25, this is £40 to £45. So that's the thing. That's the difference between the two services. If you want high quality, if you want the highest quality that you can get independently, I'll definitely recommend Mixam. The pros of Amazon for me really are the fact that, look, this is a little thing that I found out quite recently. Like this barcode, to actually get a barcode and then to sell your books in, bookshops, Amazon give you a free barcode, but you actually have to pay for this if you do it outside of Amazon. So I think I'll put a link to this in the description as well. But basically, if you just bought one independent barcode, it'll cost you £100, I think it was. I saw on the website, £100 for one barcode. So this is the thing. You want to make a book that's, I don't know, relatively cost efficient, but you have to invest at least £100 to buy your own barcode if you want to do it this way. Whereas with this way, Amazon give you a barcode for free. So that's the thing, and it'll be recognized worldwide with every bookstore just from this barcode. But saying that, if you want to get your own barcode, yes, it's £100 for one, but you can buy in bulk. I think like 10 for like £200-300, which obviously it goes from £100 per edition of book to £20, whatever it is. You guys can work it out, and I'll just put a link to the site where you can purchase barcodes for books that are made outside of the Amazon KDP service. So yeah, that's it guys for this video. I just wanted to show that the difference in quality. I am filming this off an iPhone because it's just easier in the sense of the way that I'm set up, and it is in 4K, so hopefully I can crop into some shots so you could zoom in and really get to see the quality. And yes, this is gloss from Amazon. There is a way of doing matte, but definitely the matte finish that I got from this test print, although I like the feel to a certain extent, you could probably see that the image doesn't render well. And it started to make me think like, oh, is it my images or is it the book? But I think it's actually the book. And even this matte finish is nowhere near as good as this matte finish. This matte finish has not a protective coat, because I didn't even get the protective matte laminate version, but it just feels premium. It feels like the books that I love from other photographers. Whereas this matte finish, it's just, yeah. Well, for one, I didn't get it because I didn't like the image, but it's just not it. I feel like the gloss version is better, but obviously in the sense of how light reflects off of stuff, the matte finish, there's no reflections and it works well. Whereas with this one, as you can probably see, I can't see it fully, but yeah, you could probably see there's, from the lights I've got around me, you can see the reflections. But that's kind of, I feel like at the end of the day, I got the highest quality from Amazon, and that's part of the parcel. But yeah, if you look really closely, even the color rendition there, this is more of an orange, and there's like a, you can clearly see the separation of the wall, whereas this feels a bit more dirtier, a bit too dirtier for my liking, and I don't know, this holds the depth. There's some detail that's not retained in darker areas that it retains here. But at the end of the day, it's, as I said, I'm grateful for the people that purchased the Amazon book. I'm still going to keep it up. And at the end of the day, this is £25. This is £45. There's a big price difference. So although on my website, I'm gonna put a link so people clearly understand the difference between the two, and I'll let the customers dictate what they want to pay, in the sense of, even the hair rendition. Like his hair's got a bit more of an orange tinge on this one, whereas this one, it actually looks blonde. Yeah, it's very subtle, but if you guys can see, the color rendition is much. I might, as I said, I might put the digital image here. The color rendition is much more closer to what it should be. This is, as they've put on Mixam, this is definitely photo book quality, whereas this is a book that can print full color images on KDP, but you just have to like lump with the results and be happy. You know, let me just go through a few pages just so you guys can see. Yeah, there's little things like this. Like, what is this? There shouldn't be a dot in the middle of my back like that. You know. And I show the same image in my Mixam book, so you guys can see. But you know, there is a kind of, I still love it, but at the end of the day, when it comes to the dynamic range, the Mixam version is much better. Like that, I mean, I know I did it dark in this area, but these guys should be rendered a bit better. It's thicker. The cover's thicker. Alright, so now I've got my glasses on to look in even more detail. Yeah, I mean, this just looks sharper. This just looks sharper. And the color rendition, as I said, it's almost like, not dynamic range, but I haven't got the full color spectrum on this print. That's why the hair started to like look more orange than like a bleached blonde. It just feels slightly more sharper, and it's the same image. Even if you look at the hands, yeah, there's just a lot more color and depth. Even when I initially got this book, I thought the saturation, you know, I punched obviously a bit of saturation into the skin, but sometimes under certain light, it could be to do with the matte finish, but not matte finish, the gloss finish, but sometimes I feel like the skin is just a little bit too bright in some places, you know, whereas here, it has the saturation just how I wanted it. So yeah, I can go through a bit more of this one, as I said I would in the B-roll. Even this image, when we compare 152. I mean, there's no retouching on this. I never used to even do retouching back then, but her skin definitely looks how it should on the left. Like there's enough like pink in her lips, and her skin looks perfect, whereas on this one there's a little bit too much darkness in the eye. Her eye is a little bit darker than it should be, and even on my my hand, as I said, once again, the richness in the blacks is the most dominant thing. The dynamic range of the Mixam is just better. It's just better. But I'm going to keep this one on the market in the sense of the price point, but who knows for how long. But as I said, this is just to show that Mixam is a great service, and as you can see here, the images are rich, and it's definitely photo book quality. You know, you definitely feel more representative. And there's no dot on my back here. This definitely feels more representative of the quality of the photos that I made digitally. And this is it. This is where it's at. So I think going forward, I'm going to get this, but as I said with Mixam, I can't do a drop shipping direct link because it's a custom size and they don't have that service available. But moving forward, I'm going to look into the sizes that they have on their website, the more standard sizes. And let's say I'm working on a book about bricklaying and a light painting book. And by far, I know I'm going to get it done this way. It's going to be a bit more of an investment in regards to barcodes and whatnot. But this is the self-publishing journey that I've embarked on. And I really hope that some of this information and these links that I'm going to provide in the video are going to be helpful to someone who's just a few steps behind me. Because when I was looking into self-publishing, I couldn't find this information that easily, whether it was trying to get a photo book at a decent enough cost that it's not just a one-off that's going to cost me £100, but I could actually start selling to other people for a reasonable price. Or whether just knowing about services like Mixam that I only knew really not from a Google search or from any information online, but through a graphic designer on Instagram who's kind of in the same space, just thinking how can he get a quality book for his client at a price that's reasonable. And we know about the blurbs and whatnot, but even when I was going through blurb with my original book, blurb was going to cost me £60 at least, like 60, roughly from the research I was looking at, it's going to cost me £60 to £100 basically. Whereas Mixam, look at this quality. It's like, for this quality, I can get no markup, £37. And yes, it's a bit on the higher side of a photo book, but at the end of the day, the quality speaks for itself. And yes, it's going to cost a little bit more than that when it comes to purchasing the barcode that I wouldn't get for free like I do with Amazon. But I think at the end of the day, for the quality that we get, it is what it is. Like look at that. That image looks right. Where is that? Come on, it's like night and day. Just doesn't look strong there. So yeah, I'm hopefully this helps someone who's just a few steps behind. If you've got any questions, then let me know. As I said in the description, I'm gonna put direct links to how to get your own barcode, not the free one through Amazon, in case you do something through Mixam. I'll put a link to Mixam. I'll put all the relevant links that I think that's appropriate. I'll even put not the spec, but like the specification of this book, just in case you want to follow a similar method. And I'll put the specification of this book with direct links. So yeah, hope this video helps, and good luck on your self-publishing journey. All right, peace.